that, if we're ready to start recording again. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So our next item is Amendment 1 to FEMA infrastructure contract. And again, Mr. Dunmeyer.
Thank you. So back in May of 2021, we opened a claim with FEMA for damage that was caused to our electric infrastructure from the ice storm that happened back in 2020. February, thank you. And so actually February 2021. And so we opened the claim and then we later executed an agreement with OEM to provide funds awarded by FEMA. They come through the state to Water and Light. So we opened executed a contract with the state Office of Emergency Management for that. And then recently, earlier this year, on March 15th, President Biden signed HR 2471, Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2022, which increased FEMA reimbursement from 75% to up to 90%. And so we recently received a letter from the state indicating that we were eligible for that, and they provided an amendment to the contract that would allow us to receive 90% as opposed to the 75. So I've got a little chart in the staff report that shows the change. This is a little over $42,000 increase in our claim. So this evening, staff would recommend approval of the infrastructure contract amendment number 1 that increases the reimbursement from FEMA to 75 to 90%, and authorize the mayor and clerk to sign.
Thank you. Are there any questions from members of the commission?
It's just a simple motion, and we're not doing a resolution or anything. So I'd so move.
I have a motion on the table. A second.
I'll second.
Thank you. I have a motion from Commissioner Gormley, a second from Commissioner Christensen. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? The motion passes unanimously. Thank you.
Wasn't that part of the decision?
No. 42,000.
Yeah. So
Our next item is cyber risk insurance renewal. And our finance director, Mark Dunmeyer, will again be presenting. And I see we also have Mr. Eastland on the line.
There he is. Thank you.
Hi, Gary.
Yes. So I don't know, Gary, do you want me to jump in briefly, or do you want to just take it?
Why don't you go ahead and just give a little bit of intro, and then I'll take it from there.
Okay. So back in June, we had our insurance renewal for all of our insurance, with the exception of our cyber policy. Our cyber policy is a couple of months delayed. We renew in August each year. And so Mr. Eastland has been hard at work working on obtaining quotes for cyber insurance. It's a little bit different this year than it's been. Our previous provider, HDI, they pulled out of the market completely. And so we don't have that option. And so Gary has spent a lot of time working to get us some quotes to consider. And so he'll provide, I think, a little more detail there, and then we will go into executive session at that point and have some additional discussion.
Hello, Mayor Remy and the commissioners. Good to see y'all. I got to see Ed a couple weeks ago. That was kind of nice. He
must be broadcasting from Sandpoint, Idaho.
I'm in our Sandpoint office right now.
Good for you.
Which is very nice. It's a nice place to be. Yes, Mark, thank you. We have been working pretty hard to get to find alternatives to the HDI global policy, which was non-renewed. And Mayor, we have talked about this with the city. It's the same situation. We did get 2 alternative. Actually, we've approached virtually every market that there is through our cyber broker. The 2 programs that have stepped up and actually provided us with quotes. I believe will be displayed on the screen there, but the expiring policy with HDI was $3,760, which was a very good buy. For several years before that, we had it with Philadelphia Insurance Company, and we were paying I believe it was in the neighborhood of $15,000 back to 2012. But when HDI stepped up with this program, it was a very good program. Now Philadelphia has pretty much, they still write cyber policies, but their pricing has gotten even higher and higher, and as has everybody else. So what we did here is we got programs from organizations with unusual names that aren't really commonplace. One of them is Cowbell. Cowbell is actually one of the they're providing a very comprehensive service, and they're not a typical insurance company. They're dedicated 100% to cyber and cyber risk management, and so they go direct to the reinsurers. It's a concept which is they're committed to the long term because it is just cyber. But in order to do that, the premiums are considerably higher, and it is getting to the point now where, since they are one of the few markets that's still available for public entities, they're still trying to work within a framework that will allow them to provide the service and the coverage, but at the same time pay the claims. The claims have increased significantly over the last several years, and so this is where the concern comes in. So what they do is they come in with a risk management approach. They do an analysis on your current system. They actually in talking with that, they do what they call a non-invasive review of your websites and any other access that they can find, and they do an assessment, a cyber assessment, which is very interesting and very much beyond my capabilities. So I really want to thank Thad Woodworth and Mark for completing a lot of forms. A lot of information has gone back and forth. And so what we'll do is I'll just share these three options. The first option we'll look at is the Cowbell option. Is that the one that was up there, Mark? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt, Gary, if I may. I don't know if we want to share these forms in this.
Yes. I'm okay. What we'll do is, as far as the coverages go, we'll get into that. We can go into the detail on that. I didn't want to get into too much detail at this point in time. I'm kind of giving you the concepts of it right now.
Is it a good time for us to go into executive session then?
I'm thinking so.
Yes.
Thad, is that a yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good with going into it.
Okay.
Okay, Gary, if you'd like to hold on for 1 second. Amy, will you read us into executive session, please?
Executive session pursuant to ORS 192.6602F to consider information and records that are exempt from public disclosure under ORS 192.35523 relating to identifying security measures, individual, building, and information processing. We will return to open session afterwards to take any action.